So we are now going to see how all this information is configured directly from the DHIS2 instance. So this is what we call the manager. Let's open the DHIS2 instance, and from the application list, select this Dataviz manager, that is a DHIS2 app that we've been creating, with the goal of allowing to configure every single information that you've seen on the portal. We see all the list of various kind of information that can be configured on the left with this publish button, which is there to, once your configuration is exactly what you want, to push those change toward the portal. So first tab is about general information, any contact email that you want to allow people to contact the program owner or communication officer, any currency you need to use, so that when we display money-based information, it can be shown with the proper symbol. What is the default language? We support mainly French and English for now, but we can easily add more language. What is the main org unit? The idea there is that it may be that you want to show only a subset of the pyramid. Maybe this program is not about the whole country, or maybe you have a multi-country DHIS2 and you want to dedicate a portal toward a specific country you're working on. At which level can we find what we call facility? So this is helping Dataviz to understand which are levels that are supposed to contain shapes and what are levels that are supposed to contain points, so that they can be shown properly on the map. Also, do we want to restrict the portal to any specific set of org unit, any group of org unit, so that maybe those are the target of a specific program and we don't want to show the whole pyramid if we don't aim it for the information for a lot of other health centers. Lastly, for the important part here is that we can decide to skip a level. The logic here is that with the map helping to drill down from the top level country to the individual health center, this works really much better if we have shapes at each level. But we know that in some situations we have a relatively complex pyramid with a level such as health area or municipality, where we may not have adequate shapes for the whole country. And in this situation, it may be better to actually just pass it and allow to jump, for example, from health zone directly to health center. Lastly, we have some information about what is the periodicity of the data that's shown, and also what is the publication period. This is a key element of Dataviz. This is creating a public portal, but keeping the information you want to make public strictly under your control as the DHIS2 admin. Whether it is the period, there. Maybe we have an additional period that has been started, but we don't have all the information yet. So we want to wait to show it there. And Weather is going to show in a minute which information we want to show on the page. So the home page, this is the main portal page that we arrived when I first started the demo. We see that everything on that page can be configured. What is the logo? What is the background image that we want to use? What is the title and information about the program? Do we have any reference to a governmental body so we can showcase that on the page? Any partners and any links? This is again with the idea that this homepage can serve as a homepage for the whole program, giving links to any interesting other website or page that are relevant to this program. We're now moving to the map, where this is a bit technical, but any map has a default background, what we call the tile set there, which means how is the background of the map shown there. We use by default OpenStreetMap, but if you have already some map configured somewhere in something such as Mapbox, you can decide to use your own map background for Dataviz just by providing this information. This is a more directly useful part, which is what kind of information do we want to show on the map? For the groups, what is the group set that we want to use? And for the individual cohort, what are the various data elements we'd like to show on the map to allow to use this map visualization? Moving on to the team, we see there that Dataviz is built around mostly 2 colors, and you can pick them with the idea of giving the portal the branding, which is like adequate and in relation with your own branding, whether it is about country color, the program one, or any kind of NGO branding guide you probably have. We now get into the meat of the configuration, which is how to configure all the sections we've seen on the left. So what we see here in blue are just actually separators. They are the ones that allow to put those sections and navigate directly, while the one-to-one contain the real information. So as an example, I'll open the key indicator. We see that this is a section of type key indicators. We can decide what kind of text we want to put there. Again, remember, this is for general public. The more explanation, probably the more useful the portal will be. And then we get into how can we decide what data we show. This is as simple as you can get. You just have to say, is this an indicator group, a program indicator group, or a data element group? And then you can just select it from any that exists into the HES2. So I just typing there, I see that those are all the indicator group that are in the HES2. Probably there is something called ONC. And I could select another one. I'm not going to save because I was quite happy with the one I selected there. This is the way it works for any section. Now, if I want to have maybe a different look here, NC visit is what we call a multi-indicator. Why? Because we were comparing several data elements on the same chart. And so, same idea. We see that we can say whether we want a line chart, a bar chart, a heat map, whether those data are numbers, percentage, or money. This is just to help the visualization to be more adequate. Percentage will add the little symbol, money will add the currency one. We see same logic that I can just pick the group containing all the data elements that I need to show on that chart, and Dataviz is going to take that into account and show the chart properly. The heat map is actually exactly the same. We see a little difference here. We have second heat map, and we see this little district. Again, that says that this section should only be visible on the district level. So the logic here is that not every visualization or not every information is available or adequate at any level. In some situations, we have information that is only available at a specific level, and we want to showcase it only there, which means that, for example, it won't be shown at the country level and not at the individual level. As an example, the heat map is very useful to make comparison with children entities. You don't have children entities at last level, so this is not really relevant when you drill down, and we want to avoid to showcase empty section, which are just confusing the user about the availability of data. The rest is, as we saw, just selecting a group, data element, indicator, program indicator, and anything that you use already. So this is really the key part of the configuration. You select your data from the HES2, you organize here in section, you push on publish, and the portal will be ready in between a few minutes and a few dozen of minutes, depending on the amount of data that we're getting in there. One last thing here is that the portal can also serve as a simple blog, or I would say to communicate some news, which means that you can decide to write a small article related to your program and have it showcased on the portal also, emphasizing this logic about this could be a single stop point for anyone which are interested in your program, and they can get the data, the information about the program and what it does, and also any news that are related to it. So maintenance is just to get information about whether the data has been published. As I said, this thing can take a bit of time. So depending on which one you want to publish, you want to get a good idea about whether we have this publication is already done or not. We have a good amount of documentation there, which is hopefully reproducing what I've been showing you in this little demo. So that's it about the manager. In the last section, I'm going just to explain a bit how this is working under the hood.